In the lunchroom when one of my friends asked, in a life or death situation, who would you choose to live, your mom or your twin brother? My entire friend group stared at me, waiting for my response. Usually my twin brother would be sitting with us, but he was homesick, so I joked, well duh, obviously my mom, I'm a girl's girl. No one laughed at my joke, and my best friend Ariana started tearing up. Girl, why are you crying? I was just kidding. I thought Ariana was on her period or something, but when I went to hug her, she shoved me away, and my entire friend group got up and sat somewhere else. They just left me alone on the bench. Ring ring. The bell rang and it was time for class. I figured I'd find out what was going on eventually, so I just shrugged it off and walked to my history class. Halfway through the teacher talking about the Cold War, I asked for a bathroom pass. In the bathroom, I found one of my friends from the lunch table fixing her makeup. Perfect timing, I thought. Hey girl, why is everyone being weird about my joke? I asked, thinking there was a simple explanation. Maybe I accidentally said something offensive? She looked at me through the mirror, lipstick froze in midair. What joke? I thought you were serious about the decision you made. Serious about what? It was a hypothetical scenario. Everyone was acting so dumb I had to stop myself from rolling my eyes. She closed her lipstick with shaking hands and said, I'm not getting involved in this. She practically ran out, leaving me standing there with soap dripping from my hands. The confusion in my stomach was spreading to my chest now. I wandered the halls for a few minutes, trying to process what just happened. That's when I spotted my best friend Ariana by her locker, and she was crying. Actually crying, with black mascara streaks and everything. Ariana, what are you doing here? What's wrong? Why did everyone leave? I touched her shoulder gently. Ariana whirled around, eyes red and puffy. How could you choose? How could you actually choose? It was hypothetical. The words came out louder than I meant. A few kids down the hall turned to stare. Ariana shook her head violently. No, it wasn't. Everyone knows you picked your mom. Before I could grab her arm, she was gone, practically sprinting toward the gym. My legs felt like jelly. Something was going on, and somehow everyone knew except me. My phone was dead from listening to music all morning, so I headed to the office to call home. Maybe mom could explain why everyone was acting insane. The second I walked in, the secretary stood up so fast her chair rolled backward. Sweetie, you should be at the hospital. I stared at her like she had just grown 10 heads. What? Why would I be at the hospital? Her face went through about 5 different expressions before landing on horror. Oh my gosh, you don't know yet. The phone rang and she grabbed it like a lifeline, turning away to whisper urgently. She hung up and turned back around, her professional smile looking forced and wrong. Your aunt is coming to pick you up. Just sit right there. Why is my aunt coming to pick me up? She lives 2 hours away. What's going on? Where's my mom? Where's my brother? My voice was climbing higher with each question, but the secretary just kept that horrible fake smile and wouldn't answer. 20 minutes felt like 20 hours. When my aunt finally arrived, my body went cold. Her face was destroyed, makeup smeared, eyes swollen. Come on, baby, was all she said, pulling me into a crushing hug that you only get at funerals. When we got to the hospital, she immediately brought me to the ICU, and it was packed with people I knew, including my brother's entire hockey team in their practice jerseys. When we got to room 54, my mom was in the hospital bed. She was unconscious, hooked to machines, tubes everywhere. Her face was swollen beyond recognition. There was an accident this morning. My aunt's voice was barely a whisper. Right after you left for school, my knees buckled, but she was fine when I left. She was making breakfast. Her and your brother were driving to Walgreens to pick up your brother's prescription. A drunk driver hit them head on. Tears filled my eyes and she continued. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Where is he? Where's my brother? Aunt Lisa's face crumbled. Both of them needed organ transplants to survive, and they were perfect matches for each other. Only one of them could survive. No, I managed to say. The ethics board said we had to choose which one could live, but we couldn't decide. Your brother, she sobbed. Your brother said he wanted to leave it to you. That's why your friends asked you that question. Someone from the hospital called the school to get your answer. You chose your mom. My brother was gone because I said girls support girls like it was funny.